I'm recording it now. So this is a session of the awareness meeting regarding the .org website, the community website, and let me share my screen. This is it. And here I have some agenda. Is this still readable?
You may want to zoom in a little bit.
Because it's a lot of text.
Yeah, that's probably good right there.
Yeah. Okay. So just to walk through some stuff. Let me see if I can see if other people are waiting. No. Because last time we stated that we are in a hurry. We want to have the new website live before DNN Connect. So that is a challenge. But me and some other guys and gals have put in quite a bit of work. So I think it might still be doable. One of the things is the single sign-on. We had a little bit of a scope shift there. So we're not trying to connect with the .com website. Glanton created the module that uses Auth0, which will allow us to connect with other social media. I think there are some things that Auth0 need to authorize before that can actually go live, but things seem to go well. I think the keys are in Mitch's place, so all legal stuff has been handled as well. Well, just jump to this one, the dashboard module. Jay has indicated that he's still in planning to deliver that module before the end of this month. So he could not join today, but this is what he said on Slack.
Has there been any like I don't know, visuals or like mock-ups of what that dashboard is going to look like?
No, I have no clue whatsoever. So I'm very curious because this was already in the building process before I jumped on this train. So I prioritized some other work, assuming that he was already briefed. But that might be, well, let me take a note to verify that. And of course, there is still a lot of design work to do, but we'll get there in a sec. There was also the forms module that was on Daniel Valletta's plate. And he said, well, there's so much to do. I do not have time to get that done within this short period of time. So as a fallback scenario, together with Timo, we migrated, or we copied this list from the DNN Connect website. So this is created in open content, and this is a list of 204 modules, themes, etc., which allows you to quickly select or deselect any type of of this extension library. So this way we have some content and we can go live, and we're not waiting for the Forge module yet. The end goal is still to work with the Forge module because that will have other features as well. But I think for now, this this should cover it. How do you feel about that,
No, it's okay. Seems good.
Clint?
First
Yeah.
approach.
Yeah, I mean, so like this is just kind of a stepping stone. I think it'll be, fine until you get whatever it is that you really want in there. I think once the site is launched, it'll be kind of real to people, and so things will start to take a higher priority, right?
Yeah, I think so too. And that's why I'm starting to add content for several reasons, so people can actually see how it will look like. And second, it's almost like a threat. If you don't step up now, this will be it. So that's. But first, and of course, you just need content. I mean, adjusting design or stuff like that is not really hard.
Yeah.
So it's pretty much the same for the agencies page. Let me. Here it is. The agencies. Where are you? Community agencies. So this is a list of a lot of agencies, and of course it looks a little bit weird right now because this is just the default NV Quick theme. But after the design has been approved, we'll fix the theme as well. And there's some weird stuff that if you're logged in as I think it's getting better now. Because at first it's stopped at 10 or so. And I think there are about 30 agencies here. So if you're going to this URL, I think it's not, I think it's for every user, so even unregistered users. You probably see a larger list.
How is this organized? Is it randomly?
I think, yeah, but it's 2.6, so you can.
Yeah, I get that, but like if you refresh this page, what is the order?
This would be the same. It's
So
not
then
randomized.
Not randomized. Okay. Well, I mean, I'm just wondering because I know that we get a lot of questions on the partner page about like, well, how do you put at the top? Why is the KL
Always
number?
the same. Yeah, and of course, if you order by alphabet, it will always be 2.6 coming on top.
Yeah. So you don't. There are no filters on this, like by country, by.
Not yet. This is link, so this will give the list of all companies in the Netherlands. And here you see that there is functionality to have these tags linked.
Yeah, I'm just thinking that it may be beneficial to have some type of filter there for the end user.
Yeah, it's just today that we got the previous page, the extension page working. And maybe we'll switch this to open content as well. We'll have to see about that. Randomize order agencies. So
Yeah.
this is our first bit of content. Yeah.
I was just gonna say, if you're not gonna randomize them, then you got to have some criteria by which somebody gets at the top, and then it gets a little interesting.
Yeah, I have written down randomize. I'll put an exclamation mark for it. Yeah, that's the most important thing. The design. This is how I started because there were a couple of volunteers wanting to be involved in the design. And I also invited them to have feedback on this, which I did not get. So maybe they find it difficult to communicate with Slack as well, like I did in the beginning. but because we have a due date, I decided to well, do at least some basic stuff. I reviewed this with Timo, which led to yeah, it's just a basic header, basic menu, slider here where we can say what is interesting for marketeers and for editors or for managers, stuff like that.
Yeah, I was looking at this document the other day. I think it looks good. What are you going to build that rotator with?
I haven't thought about that. Usually, I end up building this in Bootstrap and 2SIG.
Yeah.
Or open content.
Or open content, yeah.
And you have two would do the trick.
Yeah. And what Timo said, well, this kind of gray brownish color seems quite dense. So this is the lighter version, which fits the style guide as well.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any preference?
The lighter one, I think.
The lighter one. Clint is taking the fifth.
Yeah, I mean my design skills. I mean that looks fine to me. I'm not, too picky.
So I thought sort of like a large menu would give us the opportunity to have multiple items without being too crowded. And this will, the only thing that's different than the default Android Quick theme is the menu on the left side, which will allow people who are looking for open source themes to have variation where the menu is on the left side. So that's the other aspect of it. This shouldn't be too hard, I think. I mean, there will be lots of content types we still have to design and style, etc. So for now, I would propose to have it like this. Any more thoughts?
No, I don't think so.
Like I said, I think once once it goes live, I think you'll get a lot more people asking questions.
Sure.
Like, why is this way? Versus like beforehand. But
I'll say it was a unanimous decision.
yeah.
Okay. I saw that Don was jumping off the channel, and because Slack is quite a poor medium for communication, I asked him whether, because I saw he had a lot of remarks in the design section in Trello, but I never saw that. So I just verified that because I was worried he might be feeling offended or something like that, that no one has responded to his input. So I made sure that what he has to say, that I will incorporate that into the design. Because he had, some time ago, he had created this website for pretty much the same purpose. And, well, you can have opinion about the look and feel, but I think what's important is that the content of this one is written for newcomers. So I did a couple of adjustments to incorporate that. There used to be understanding DNN, and there are two things added: is create anything and who uses. Because for people who are interested in DNN, it's important to have a list of companies or institutions that use DNN as well. So I just reused the same module for the extension library, and I started adding websites, just some Belgium and Netherlands right now, but so there's no Austria yet. Because I think it's important that, and this will be links as well, important that people can see, well, there is already a DNN website from a significant government or a significant major company, stuff like that, or significant e-commerce. So they have a reference. And if you do this, then understanding DNN is not fitting the bill about DNN seems more appropriate. Is the silence meaning a agreement or okay?
Yeah, I think it's okay.
Yeah,
actually.
Yeah, I'm just mentally thinking through it as you talk through it.
So yeah, that's this point. So there are two major things right now that need to be done. First of all, of course, is someone who's gonna take design and make the appropriate adjustments in the theme. And second is that we are still looking for content and also reviewing content. So if I, for instance, core framework.
That may be just given Microsoft's latest .NET Core, all that stuff. I don't know if it's good or bad to use the word core here.
Oh yeah, I understand. Okay, so maybe core framework should just be framework. The thing is that what it said here is a basic explanation of what DNN is.
Yeah. I'm just thinking there'll probably be a lot of Google searches and just people looking for .NET Core, DNN on .NET Core, DNN transition plan to .NET Core, and you may or may not want this page showing up.
Yeah.
Also, if you look in the URL, it's got a dash in front of the C.
Yeah, I saw that on multiple occasions. So let's see what's causing that.
Yeah, I mean, and so I don't know what the right answer is. It may just be DNN framework, but you may want to leave this one as a topic for discussion or something.
Yeah, that's the title. And well, you said, well, maybe some content about this, what you get right out of the box. So I started writing just to see how that works and if that's what we want. And maybe we should also do some more explanation about the lingo, like containers and panes and stuff like that, which is quite typical for DNN. I mean, there's no WordPress container or WordPress pane. Is that something that we should add here?
Yeah. So I don't know. Functionality provided. So if you scroll down, you've just got page management, and you're just going to explain about all that.
Yeah, there's much more to tell, of course.
Yeah, and there may be some helpful iconography, if you will, icons you could associate with each section to make it kind of visual. Just like flat UI vector icons for digital asset management, user management.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we're all afraid that this would go live like this, and it looks like hell.
Yeah.
But we could also rename this to out of the box.
Yeah, I mean that would be
More appropriate.
I mean I'm not saying it's more appropriate, but people may be interested to know, like, hey, what do I get just when I download it, right?
Yeah. And because this is very tech oriented, of course.
Yes.
Yeah. And if you're just explaining, like, I would think if I was going to core framework that I would learn maybe technical information about the framework. If you're just trying to conceptually explain concepts here, then I would probably opt for a different term.
So, the box. Don't make it any harder than it is. And we just got rid of the dash as well. Woohoo!
The H1 there, I guess, on the.
Okay. About what's Francisca? I think you said you are willing to help with things like content.
Yes, maybe design. I'm not a designer myself.
Okay.
Or maybe I can help with some icons or some things.
Would be awesome.
Clint has said.
And there's still a lot to work on design. I mean,
yes, just formatting each page and those kind of things.
Yeah, absolutely. And all I did is sketches, so I have just some rough PSDs, and I don't think any developer would be happy to work with that.
So how I can help?
Well, I think for a content page like this one, like the out of the box, I mean, we need a page where that's in line with the sketches, and I think maybe some blue here, but still we need something that explains the theme developer that this needs a wider pane and needs to be aligned left. And
yes.
what's how do we go? What do we do with unlisted, unordered lists?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's a mess now.
Yes, and we need to fill some white space because the text is somehow hanged in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Need icons or images or something like that.
Would it be helpful if I sent you the PSDs that I created? Or do you think, well, probably not?
I don't use PSD much. I usually just make content from scratch or from just directly on the page.
Okay. So shall we continue outside this meeting to see how we can progress in this?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So there's the who uses, and of course, well, actually, I used this link maybe I can add it to. I don't know how to do that. Controls. I don't want a gift from Zoom. I thought there was also a way to enter a chat or something, but it does not seem to be available. But this link will tell you a number of sites in the country that has been built by DNN. Of course, for Netherlands, there's countries is NL and so forth. So if you can add your own, do you have both have? Of course, Clint does. Francisco, do you also have login for the .org website?
No, I don't. I don't think so.
Well, they've been holding them back.
Yeah. I will create a login for you.
Okay, fine.
And these are the number of pages that definitely need attention. There's some TLC. So how to build extensions, for instance, and how to build themes. Is that, I mean, that's absolutely not my cup of tea. Well, at least I do know a little bit about NV Quick Theme, but I think there's much more to tell. You're not developers either, right?
Well, and some of this, I mean, is going to seemingly overlap with the DNN docs. Like if you want to know how to build a custom theme, then, you know, if you go to DNN docs, the themes pages over there will have a lot of this content. So I don't know if this content is envisioned or intended to be like documentation style or more conversational or more visual, or if like you're planning on linking out to videos. I don't know what the higher level like strategic vision is for some of this like how-to content.
Yeah, I think we need to keep in mind that the audience is the one orienting for DNN. So the content for this should be like, yes, it's possible to create custom themes, and it's not that hard. And if you think it's hard, there are always people to help you out in the community, or you can rent, hire them, stuff like that. And then if you want to explore more, here's the DNN docs.
Yeah, so you kind of want to prove to them that like, you know, it's easy to do. Maybe show them one or two first steps and get them like, you know, a little bit confident, and then jump over to docs, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. With that in mind, Clint, would you be able to go through the pages like this and see if and indicate which one you want to refer to DNN docs and with the appropriate link?
Well, hover over that menu there, the how-to. I mean, pretty much all of those, that same content is going to be on the docs. So
Yeah.
like, you know, we can make this, and again, this goes back to overall strategy with like what you're wanting to do with this page or this type of content. But seems to me that, you know, what you're saying, at least right now, is that this page should be just kind of step maybe 1, 2, and 3, and then if you want 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, then you go to docs, right?
So this
yeah, see, all that is pointing to the docs, like those links.
Yeah. So what I did, I mean, this was already there, and what I did is add this, so to have a little bit more welcoming.
Yeah.
There's Will.
Oh.
Unmute. Yeah, I will.
Hey, I did
I will.
the math wrong. I thought it was at 8 a.m. my time, not 7 a.m.
I
Okay.
thought we were going to do that.
Yeah, yeah. In the future, because we can't do math in the U.S., you should do it.
Yeah, and because this is the free version of Zoom, we'll be cut off in a couple of minutes, I think. I mean, there's a 40 minutes max. So, and if we need more, then I'll just start a new meeting, I guess. But right now, because for Will, we already did this. This, and we're just here in the last bits of discussing the content of several pages. But we already did a lot of work. Maybe I can, if we have a Skype call after this, I can keep you. I can update you.
Well, I've been scanning the website on a periodic basis, just taking a browse through. So like all the work that I've been seeing in there has been great. You know, the first and most formidable step is just getting the content in there, and then we can worry about making things pretty or match a design or anything else like that later.
Yeah.
Right. So.
But as I said, Clint, can you add the appropriate links on these pages? Then
Yeah.
I'll take a look at the other stuff. Oh, one thing I wanted to ask you, all of you, is that since right now we have this one page with all modules, themes, etc. Do we still feel that these subpages are necessary, or shall we just skip them for now and add them later if necessary?
You may want to leave them just for SEO purposes. I don't know, like if somebody's Googling like DNN modules or whatever, they could land on that page.
Yeah.
Well, I think the so we're using open content here, and I think when you select a specific choice like module, the URL is unique, isn't it?
No.
Oh
yeah.
Yes.
And he said it's just using this until the Forge module gets.
Yeah. In which case the URLs would change anyway.
Yeah.
Yes, it probably doesn't matter.
Yeah. I would say it would confuse people to have them as placeholders right now. In the very least, I think we should hide them from the average user if we're going to keep them in all. But I think we could just recreate them, so there's no sense in keeping them.
Yeah. Okay.
The less we have, the less we have to maintain.
Yeah.
It's like having a really big house. Like, yeah, it's nice having 3 guest rooms, but I still have to clean them.
Yeah. That's why I have only one wife.
That's like there.
Less problems. The Ask DNN Expert, I don't think that's going to happen on the short term. I've been asking Daniel Madler, for instance, to find out whether it's possible to have a bigger version of his FAQ app, but he said, well, there's really a lot of work. So
yeah, and on a separate channel, Tiho, on a separate channel in the MVP forums, are you part of the MVP forums?
No,
I can't remember. You're not?
Nope.
Okay, so I in a thread this somehow came up in a thread. I don't think that the thread itself began about this, but I was like, well, we're talking about whether or not we keep this in the website, and what's your opinion of having Q&A and forums on the same website? And there seemed to be a consensus that in the short term, it would be better just to have one, and in the long term, merge some of those features from Q&A into active forums as some pull requests. So I think as a general consensus around people that have, kind of stakeholder opinions, we could probably just get rid of that for now.
Okay. Okay. Are any of you familiar with open content?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Because as you can see, we have this now, and Timo made some adjustments. So this can be very versatile. Come on. So you can change this, for instance. You can change what's before this. And of course, we need more lists. Like the community, there's the user groups, advisory groups, etc. So it would be awesome. Events, I mean, we don't really need an event module because we're not gonna have people sign in for an event here. We're just gonna refer them to the appropriate website. So these are all just lists of titles, short description, etc.
Okay. Yeah, and the user groups will eventually be replaced with the module that's already architected. The advisory groups, I haven't browsed that yet. Is that already in there?
No, it's just placeholder.
Okay, and the same with MVPs?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, well, that content already exists, so to some degree, we can just copy and paste.
Yeah.
Are we going to, well, I mean, in the meantime, so for those, are we going to use, well, I guess we got open content in there and Too Sexy. Like, we're going to use one of those to, are we going to use one of those to display those for now?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's directly related to who has time to do stuff.
Yeah.
My knowledge of Too Sexy is not enough to recreate this module to other forms. I mean, you really have to dive into the data fields before you can reuse it.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't have the time to explore that and then actually do it. But Timo had the time to migrate this extension library and to adjust it so we can reuse it. And
yeah, I might be able to carve out some time this weekend to do one or more of those pages. And I'll probably end up using open content to do it.
yeah, it would be awesome. I mean, as you can see, this is for the who uses. I can do a lot with adding content.
Oh, this is the showcase? Okay. You just repurposed the extension list.
Yeah.
Nice.
But this time, now I changed this to project link. Mm-hmm. So this is a variable now. And these will be filters as well, or tags, but Timo is working on that.
All right, awesome.
And this we can, for this we can just copy paste this security and roadmap.
What about the roadmap?
That we just copy pasted from the .com site.
Yeah, for now.
Yeah.
And just so everybody knows, also at some point, I don't know, the last 4 weeks, maybe 2 months, I did do. I'm hesitant to use the word granular, but it's kind of granular permissions throughout the site. So that way, if we need to assign somebody to any specific page, we can do that. So we have permission for all of those, just so you know.
Okay. So Francisco will add will work on some stuff as well. What kind of role do I need to assign him?
Which page are we talking about?
It was not specifically one page, was it, Francisco?
Okay, so let's. Can you go to where security roles are in the site? And I think Clint might have admin permissions too, but he'd be able to figure it out regardless. So these are the roles that show up as global. So we have MVP current, MVP past, preview, or people that can see the website before launch. But there's advisory groups, and then you just clicked on content editors. So the way it is like anybody who wants to be a blogger, we're going to add to the blogger role, and that can be assigned to the blog module. And then the naming convention is whether or not the person can edit, which level it is. So there's page, and then which page it is, right? Yeah. So community, page editing, anybody who can do that will be added to that particular security role.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So right now, nobody's assigned permissions because we don't have a whole lot of raised hands.
Yeah, can we? Well, I think we will want to add more people ourselves because right now the forums are empty, and I think it would be good to have some more content in here when we are launching this on DNN Connect.
Well, because of the nature of the launch, we're not going to want to literally let people in beforehand.
I think for now we are, if we do what we just described, Francisco is going to work on more design details, and I'm going to see who's able to make this on the actual theme. And
awesome.
We look at the content. I think we are making major steps then.
Yeah, and so Tiho, the only thing that's missing from the website, and I don't think we put this as a plan, I'm not sure there's a Trello card for it, but one of the things I'd like to do is have a page somewhere, and maybe it's only linked to in the forum and it's not in the main navigation, I don't know. It's up to everybody. But I think we should have a page that says thank you to the people that are maintaining the website and lists who they are. And so like you guys would be on it, for example.
Thank you page.
And then we'll link to the profile landing page within the website, so that way you can, you not only get credit for all the hard work that you're just donating, but you can also on your profile say, okay, well, I'm also happen to lead this company or whatever. You can go learn more about me there.
Yeah.
Right.
Basically, if you want to edit to this site, email these people.
Well, there's that too. Yeah. Like that also helps people understand, like, hey, this is this is how I can have something done, even though there's a forum for that.
Cool.
There is a actual forum in there somewhere. So basically the forums, when I set it up, I added all of the actual forums that are in the current forums that made sense, right? Like, so it's like some of them I didn't transition over.
Obviously. This one. Well, first quick one. I'm going to delete the chat. I think we can also delete jobs for now. We can delete Ask a DNN Expert.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Yeah.
the jobs. One of the things that we could possibly do for that. I don't know how y'all feel. Is there's that the do DNN
work.
Was it .org or something like that?
Yeah, do DNN work.
Yeah. Do you think we should point to that?
Yeah.
Yeah, do DNN work. It's such a great URL.
So, yeah. And it would be awesome if there were a little bit more margin here on the left. And on the right. Okay, so I'll do that. This is something, and maybe Will also want to put some stuff here. I know I am definitely not, because I know Will has tried to explain it to me. Clint has tried to explain it to me twice, I think, and somehow I just don't seem to get it. So, but anyway, I'm not the one. It's appropriate to put any content in here because it will only confuse people.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we need to post a video here or something.
Yeah, I mean, just 3 simple scenarios on a YouTube video would be awesome. Like get latest, not get late, no, get latest source, and well, make slide change for whatever. I mean, there's always stuff.
So this is actually a good conversation topic, because we, like, at that .NET Open Source, .NET Foundation booth at Microsoft Build Conference that I went to. This is one of the questions that people would come up and ask, of like, okay, I want to do something in open source. I work for a company who doesn't do anything open source. I have no idea, how do I get started? What do I do? Right? So it's kind of like, how do you tell something? So the first thing we would tell people is, like, the easiest way is to get started with docs, right? Find a docs project, make a simple update, right? And then you cross the bridge of, well, does this person know GitHub or Git or GitHub or not? And then there's so many different tools. Like Will's workflow process and how he does things around GitHub is totally different than mine. So, like, I'm basically doing all command line stuff just because that's how I learned from the people who taught me. Yeah. Whereas you could go a different route. So I don't know that I don't mind creating videos and helping contribute to this. It's not what I'm saying. I just think that, like, there might be different learning styles, different ways to teach, and I don't know which one would be best.
Yeah, maybe we can do both videos there. One saying, well, yeah, I'm not afraid of command lines, and the other one, I hate black screens and white characters. I want a UI.
Well, doesn't some of this already exist in the respective and on the documentation site?
Yeah, so Will, you made those videos. We do have some content on the DNN Docs site.
Because I want us to be careful of overlapping too much. Like when it comes to things that should be in documentation, my feeling is that content that's related, that's directly referencing that particular topic on the .org site should say, hey, this is easy, this is great, we would love your help, and here's where you go to find out more information about that.
So I need here how to edit an article.
Well, yeah, this is just how to edit the documentation, but not how to contribute to DNN.
DNN, yeah.
Yeah, I learned a lot in just troubleshooting this and trying to figure out how to contribute to it. So that particular section of documentation, I think I had like 5 or 6 different pull requests for.
Okay.
Like, this is kind of right, but not exactly.
This link doesn't seem to work.
Yeah, probably because the content doesn't exist.
So there's a, I believe, unless it's been removed, if you go to GitHub, where DNN is on GitHub, there is a wiki article that describes the process or whatever.
The process of what?
How to contribute, how to participate with adding your own code. Because for my recollection, I remember, like, after I updated DNN extensions, my repo, if I remember correctly, I think Joe, he was like, you inspired me, and then he added something. Oh, it's gone.
Okay.
What's in the README? Can you scroll down, please?
Scroll down on that page.
Contribute pull request. Yeah, so here it is all right here, the quick links.
Okay.
If they were, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a guy, right? So I think I stopped reading somewhere here.
Well, yeah, because that the GitHub is not geared towards an end user; it's geared towards a developer.
Developer.
Yeah, so all of this content exists, and it probably should migrate over into the documentation project. Especially since there's a link there for it, and it doesn't do anything.
Yeah, that's too bad.
Yeah,
Well, it looks like a link.
Yeah, transitioning that is actually not difficult. It would just be, it'd probably take like an hour of work to move all of this over.
Maybe I should try to do that.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's already in Markdown. You just have to copy and paste it over and do the pull request.
I'll just do one pull request per page so that I can get more points.
Well, that's one of the scenarios for me.
The big thing, Clint, was just be verifying links because some of them are going to change and some of them are going to stay. It just depends on what the links are.
Yeah. Now, I was writing down there's several scenarios, just one small change or multiple changes in several files. But I'm gonna take a look at this and see if I mean, maybe 7 times the charm, and otherwise I have something to learn in Champery.
I think they are going to have some type of, I don't know if it's working session or something, but just like trying to get people being able to contribute to docs, which is essentially teaching GitHub, right? Or Git.
Yeah. Okay. Any questions or anything else to mention or questions? I will propose that because today's.
I have a question. I'm sorry. Multitasking. Do we have a checklist on like the pages that are staying that still need content on them?
Where is?
And that might just be the Trello cards, but
yeah,
I just want to make sure we all understand.
Here it is. I need to drag and drop it. Because build extensions, that's something else. Extension library. Go away. Label. Where is that? Label is done. So if it's green, it's done. And we just decided that this one can be archived. And same goes for this one and this one. So it's gonna clean up pretty soon.
Okay, so the things to do is still the right place to look at it, and if it's on there and it's not green, we need to still do it.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, that's all I need to know.
Okay.
Sweet.
Well, do you have any updates, perhaps, from Ian from Glanton? I mean,
he hasn't contacted me directly, so whatever's in the card is in the card.
Okay. Oh, that's it.
So what are we wanting? We're wanting single sign-on in between the main DNNsoftware.com and this site, or I thought we decided against that?
We decided against that. So that's morphed into social login. So allowing people to more easily log in without having to just create an account. Maybe they can, use GitHub or not GitHub. Well, maybe GitHub. I don't know.
That's how we started on the Auth0 conversation.
Yeah, I don't know how that turned into Auth0, to be honest. That just happened fast, but I figured if somebody's like excited about it and they want to do it, I'm not going to stop them.
Or as Mitchell calls it, Auth0.
Auth0.
They just went public. Or right, no, public. No, they just got another round of funding.
Unicorn status.
Yep.
So if I understand correctly, it will just say create a login, a DNN login, or login with your Facebook or Gmail, Google account.
Yeah, I mean, you can pretty much activate whatever you want inside of Auth0.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm not going to sign in with my Pinterest account or with my Tinder account.
Yeah, you probably have the option.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not speaking as much right now because after figuring out this is recorded, my jokes I don't want to.
Yeah, we're still recording it. Okay. So I think we are done for now. Is that correct?
I believe so.
You want to be.
Sorry?
So you're the leader. If you say we're done,
Yeah.
we're done.
Okay, well, I have not anything to add anymore, so I'm going to stop the recording.